Imagine this. It's the mid-'80s, Reagan's in the White House, disco is definitely dead, and you find yourself driving a pretty beat-up Pontiac Sunbird.
Okay.
But you're not on vacation. You're not even really on a job you were hired for.
Yeah.
It's this speculative venture, is how the narrator puts it.
Right.
And in the trunk,
Yeah.
well, let's just say there's a complication. A
Ugh.
body.
Right.
Wasn't exactly part of the original plan.
And that image, it just grabs you, doesn't it? It sets this incredibly cynical, gritty tone right from the start.
Yeah.
We are definitely not in hero territory here.
No, absolutely not. Welcome, everyone, to The Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into some source material, excerpts from a crime novel by Max Allan Collins that really pulls you into that world. Our mission really is to unpack this whole narrative. We want to look beyond just the plot points and explore the characters, the setting.
And the kind of surprising economics, actually. The business of being a hitman, organized crime bubbling under the surface in this, forgotten corner of the Midwest.
Exactly. It's not your standard story. We're seeing it all through the eyes of a professional, someone who sees the layers beneath everything.
And this narrator, he's going by Jack Gibson for now, but we later learn his real name might be Quarry. He's not your typical protagonist at all.
Not at all. Former military, former contract killer for a guy called the Broker. But now, he's working for himself.
Right, the broker's dead, but he left something behind, something valuable.
Invaluable, really. A database full of names, details, locations of other assassins, other worker bees, as he calls them.
So he's flipped the script.
Right.
He's using the list to hunt the hunters.
Yeah, it's like this bizarre form of high-stakes repossession. He tracks them down, eliminates the competition, basically, and profits from whatever comes loose in the process.
It's a business model, essentially, a very, very dangerous one. He mentions he's done it 10 times already, but, there are always glitches.
And this latest speculative venture, this glitchy venture, brings him to a place that feels less like a town and more like, well, the source calls it an open wound, Hades port.
Oof, yeah. He drives over this old bridge from River's Bluff, which sounds like a more standard, industrial town.
And boom, the contrast is immediate. Hades port is just stark. A welfare ghetto, Main Street lined with dive bars, strip clubs, rundown, gritty.
It just screams low-rent vice, doesn't it? Bars where you can cash your check, maybe even trade food stamps. There's no sense of, civic life mention, no schools, no churches, just grain elevators and decay.
Paints a bleak picture. But then, about half a mile out of this decay, you get this anomaly.
The paddle wheel.
Exactly. Huge, complex, converted warehouse. It's presented as this class operation. Restaurant, bars, lounges, even a casino. It's aiming for a totally different crowd.
People with cash, not food stamps. It's the complete opposite of downtown Hadesport.
And that contrast, it's not just scenery, is it? It immediately tells you there's a division here. Two different economies, maybe two different power structures, trying to exist side by side.
Definitely. And the place is run by this guy, Richard Dickey Cornell. British guy, described as a smoothie. Apparently, he's the one who's been upgrading the place, expanding the illegal gambling side of things.
Which is interesting because later on, a waitress, Marge, mentions the town just sort of accepts the illegal casino.
Right. That detail stood out to me, too. Acceptance, or maybe just resignation. In a town with seemingly few options, maybe they just look the other way.
Could be. So the reason our narrator, Quarry, is even in Hades port is his target. A guy named Monahan.
He's on the broker's list. A pro, his specialty, making hits look like accidents, insurance jobs, clearly well paid, living this quiet suburban life back in Omaha.
Yeah, a life our narrator had to infiltrate. Staking him out, mowing lawns, watching Little League games. He calls it mind-numbingly boring.
It really strips away any, movie glamour from the job, doesn't it? Just tedious surveillance and some housing development. A royal pain, he says.
He finally gets his break, though. He spots Monahan at the Wheelhouse Motel restaurant, which is part of the paddle wheel complex.
And Monahan's not alone. He's with this skinny blonde kid, someone not on the broker's list. New blood, the narrator figures.
They're talking, and our narrator, Quarry, he apparently has some, rudimentary lip-reading skills.
Enough to catch the important bits.
Enough. He picks up fragments, setup, farmhouse, nearby, interstate, and crucially, a timeline. First thing, 5 a.m.
Okay, so that changes everything for Quarry. His focus shifts from Monahan to this immediate setup.
Right. He checks out the farmhouse, finds it empty, except for, the standard stakeout kit. Chair, radio, cooler, binoculars.
But it's the other stuff that tells the real story, isn't it? The Hustler magazines, the Kleenex, the baby oil.
Yeah. Speaks volumes about the less glamorous realities of waiting around for hours, boredom, and, well, other urges.
He waits. The blonde kid comes back, and Quarry confronts him.
And this bit really shows his method. He's cold, efficient. He doesn't want to get rough, he says, but he makes the threat very real. He needs information.
And he gets it. The target isn't Monahan. The target is Richard Cornell, the paddle wheel manager.
Yep. The kid was the lookout. The hit's planned for the parking lot after closing, around 5 a.m.
So Quarry confirms the intel he overheard.
He does, and once he has what he needs, the transaction's over. He kills the kid. Clinical. Quick.
And that's how the body ends up in the trunk of the Sunbird. A complication, sure, but also, proof of work in a twisted way.
After that, he makes a choice that feels bold, maybe reckless. He decides to stay right there at the Wheelhouse Motel.
In the same complex as Monahan, the guy he was originally supposed to target.
And he hides his gun poolside, under a towel. Feels almost like he's testing fate, or maybe getting a bit too comfortable.
He even wonders about it himself, doesn't he? If he's getting cocky? He has this weird moment where he can't quite remember the details of a past job involving a former paddle wheel owner, Frank Tree.
Yeah. Is he getting sloppy? Is this like the beginning of the end for his career? He even thinks about a retirement plan, maybe running a motel somewhere.
That little flicker of wanting something else, it adds a layer, doesn't it? He's not just a killing machine. There's something else maybe buried deep down.
He runs into Monahan again by the pool. And Monahan has no clue who he is, just makes these crude remarks about the local women.
Shows Monahan's own charming personality, but also Quarry's just invisible to him, even standing right there, hand near his hidden gun.
As the night wears on, Quarry observes Cornell's security. There's this off-duty deputy sheriff.
Who conveniently clocks off just before 5 a.m. Perfect timing for the hit.
Right. So Quarry prepares, gets his gun from the poolside hiding spot, puts it in his car's glove compartment. He decides not to carry it inside the paddle wheel itself.
Smart move. So let's go inside the paddle wheel with him. What's it like?
It's huge. This converted warehouse built into the riverbank, so the main entrance is actually on the second floor from the parking lot.
And the vibe.
It's trying hard to be classy, formal staff, dressed up, but the crowd is mixed. And there's a definite focus on pulchritude, as he puts it. Lots of attractive young women working everywhere.
Hostesses, waitresses, dancers, projecting that upscale image.
But it's got that transactional feel, too. There's a key club. Costs $10 to join just to get into certain areas.
Even access has a price tag.
Yeah.
And the casino floor.
Impressive for the area, he says, but kind of charmless. Standard stuff. And he notices the waitresses aren't just serving drinks.
Yeah. He learns later they're often dealing drugs on the side. Community, college kids mostly from across the river.
Right. That detail really undercuts the whole class operation thing, doesn't it? Even the fancy place is tied into the local drug trade. It's not just the downtown dives.
The lines are definitely blurry.
He checks out the top floor lounge, too. Neon, loud music, more young people, more casual drug dealing by the staff. That veneer of respectability, it's paper thin.
And then he sees her, Angela Dell.
The vocalist, part owner. Not young, he notes, not conventionally cute, but beautiful, composed.
He strikes up a conversation, pretends to be a salesman, Jack Gibson.
And their chat is interesting. She's separated from Dickie Cornell, the manager, avoids divorce because she's Catholic, says it's tough reconciling that with working in Hades port.
But she also says they're still friendly, best of buddies even. Physically involved, it's implied later. It hints at a really complicated arrangement.
Definitely not a clean break.
Yeah.
And then the man himself arrives. Dickie Cornell.
The smooth.
Gan, smirky, cold eyes. And he immediately pegs Quarry as an outsider. Makes this really off-color comment about his staff using smoke signals like engines.
Oh, yeah, that tells you a lot about his attitude, especially towards the women working for him. Completely clashes with the image the place projects.
Cornell's suspicious right away. Thinks Quarry might be working for his rivals. Specifically mentions the Girardelli family.
But Quarry plays it smart. He hints at connections, yeah, but through his dead middleman, the broker. Makes him untraceable. Hard to pin down. Maybe useful, maybe dangerous.
Establishes a weird kind of credibility. And then he drops the bomb.
The proposition.
He tells Cornell, look, I know you're a target. He knows about the hit planned for 5 a.m. And he offers to stop it. Violently.
By killing the attackers.
For an extra price, of course.
Cornell's reaction, he calls it an outrageous shakedown.
Yeah, but then he starts boasting, right? Name-dropping the Cray brothers, talking about his own past. He's not just some legit businessman who fell into this. He's got history,
Deep roots in organized crime. But Quarry counters,
with his own credentials, military sniper background.
and that lands differently, doesn't it? It's not mob muscle, it's specialized, lethal skill. It apparently stops Cornell in his tracks.
Yeah. Cornell seems to accept his credibility then. Starts calling him Mr. Quarry. Maybe his real name, maybe just a sign of grudging respect.
Cornell takes him up to his office, which doubles as this bachelor pad. And there's Chrissy, this young woman, just openly snorting coke.
And Cornell just dismisses her like kids. It's all very casual, very integrated into his world.
Quarry lays out the proof, confirms the hit is real, mentions the blonde kids staking out the farmhouse, but the real clincher is next.
Oh, yeah. He takes Cornell out to the parking lot, to his beat-up Sunbird, opens the trunk, or the boot, as Cornell calls it.
And shows him the blonde kid's body.
The description of Cornell's reaction turning ghastly white under his tan really hammers home the difference between talking tough and facing the actual messy reality of death.
Seeing is believing, I guess. That seals it. No more doubts for Cornell.
The deal is made. $20,000 to stop Monahan.
It's just so stark. Life and death, negotiated right there over a body in a trunk, purely transactional.
So Quarry sets up for the night. Deal's done. He gets his car in position, watches the deputy sheriff leave, right on schedule. Monahan arrives, just like the kid said. 5:15 a.m.
Backs his Buick Regal into the deputy's just vacated spot, ready to take out Cornell when he crosses the lot. Quarry notes Monahan doesn't seem to recognize him or his car.
Monahan's missing a key piece of info. He's vulnerable.
And Quarry's move, it's surprisingly low-key, almost crude.
Yeah, he just pretends to be drunk, stumbles over to Monahan's car, asks for a ride back to the motel, creates a distraction, gets close.
Deceptive,
Yeah.
effective. The actual kill isn't detailed, but it clearly happens fast, right as or just after he gets in the car.
But we do get the aftermath, the unpleasant details.
Yeah.
Monahan apparently evacuated his bowels upon dying. The smell.
Yeah, that's raw. That's the kind of detail that pulls you right out of any romantic notion of this life. It's just ugly.
Quarry drives the body up to a river overlook. It's gone now. Orange light on the river. Almost scenic.
A weird moment of beauty right before he, presumably, dumps Monahan's body over the bluff.
And right then, who shows up?
Angel Adele, in her red Subaru. She says she heard a crash.
And Quarry's reply is just perfect Quarry. It looked fine, completely detached, cynical.
They head back to the Wheelhouse Diner for breakfast, and it's here, over coffee and eggs, that the whole picture starts to come into focus.
Angela seems dazed, but she's coherent. She confirms, yeah, 2 people were sent to kill Dickie. And they're both gone now, thanks to Quarry.
And then she reveals the really big piece, the key to everything.
She tells him who she is. Angela Girardelli, daughter of Tony Girardelli.
A major Chicago outfit boss, who's apparently in a long-running feud with his own brother, Vincent.
Suddenly, Hades Port isn't just some random backwater town. It's a battlefield, a proxy war zone for the Girardelli family.
Exactly. Angela explains, her father, Tony, is backing Dickie Cornell and his vision for the paddle wheel. Upscale, maybe eventually legal gambling, a riverboat trying to reinvent the place.
While Uncle Vince, years ago, backed Gigi Giovanni in his downtown operations. The dives, the strip clubs.
And now, Gigi's son, Jerry G, runs that downtown scene, primarily out of the Lucky Devil complex. So Cornell's upscale plan is a direct threat to Jerry G's, and by extension, Vincent Girardelli's turf.
It's old school versus new school. Dives versus potential legitimacy. And it's all playing out right here. If Cornell wins, Tony Girardelli gains an edge over his brother Vince.
This breakfast conversation, it just reframes everything Quarry's done. He wasn't just stopping a random hit, he stumbled right into the middle of a generational mob war.
Yeah, heavy stuff for breakfast. And the source material also slips in a detail here, almost as an aside.
The encounter back at the motel.
Right. Quarry and Angela. After she helped him essentially cover up the Monahan situation, it just reinforces that cynical, transactional view of relationships in this world.
Especially Angela's character. Devoutly Catholic, avoids divorce to save her soul, yet seemingly okay with covering up murder and sleeping with the guy who did it. It's complex.
Or just hypocritical. Vince Quarry's generally low-opinion people, especially women, it seems. Anyway, after breakfast, he decided to check out the other side.
Downtown. Jerry G's territory. The Lucky Devil.
And the contrast with the paddle wheel is immediate.
Yeah.
Downtown is loud, neon, smoky, music blasting onto the street. The Lucky Devil itself is this sprawling dive complex.
Bar, pool hall, dance club, strip club, casino, poker room, everything crammed together.
He takes it all in. Notices waitresses dealing drugs much more openly than at the paddle wheel. Bouncers perched on lifeguard stands, overseeing the chaos.
He learns about Gigi's son, the guy really running things now. Lives upstairs, hangs out in the casino, deals, and plays in the big poker game.
Ah, yes, the poker game. Seems central to the Lucky Devil's action. $1,000 buy-in, starts late, runs till dawn. Jerry G is always there.
That sounds like a potential pressure point, or at least an opportunity for intel.
Maybe. While he's scoping out the strip club section, he meets Candace.
She stands out a bit, doesn't she?
Yeah. Young, maybe 20. Local girl, single mom with a 5-year-old son, Sam. Wants to save up for beauty college. She asks Quarry for a small favor.
To hide out in a VIP room for a bit, away from a pushy customer.
Right. It's not about sex, just a place to lie low for a minute. And in return for him helping her out, she gives him some valuable information.
Confirms what he might have suspected. Old man Gigi Giovanni is sick. Dementia. Jerry G is definitely the one in charge now, and yeah, he hates Cornell.
That confirms Jerry G as the likely source of the hit attempts on Cornell.
The source also mentions, again, a later sexual encounter between Quarry and Candace. Transactional on one level, yes, but he also describes her as having this rare angel quality because she helped him. Maybe a tiny sliver of something not entirely cynical.
Maybe a very tiny sliver. Armed with Candace's intel about Gigi being sick, Quarry decides to verify it himself.
He follows Jerry G, sees him taking the old man Gigi to a neurology clinic across the river.
Slips into the clinic waiting room, finds Gigi's chart, George H. Giovanni.
And the diagnosis confirms it. Dementia. The notes from the cognitive tests are almost darkly comic. Who's president? Nixon, favorite color, ice cream.
Yeah, it's clear Gigi is completely out of it. Jerry G is definitely running the show, unopposed by his father at least.
But Quarry doesn't stop there. He takes another risk.
A big one. He intercepts Gigi, pretends to be his doctor, Dr. Lever.
Just walks up and starts talking to him.
Yep. Confirms Gigi's confusion, asks him about Jerry G, the lucky devil. Then the real Dr. Lever shows up.
Oops.
But Quarry just smoothly plays it off, pretends to be Gigi's nephew, makes a clean exit. The nerve is incredible.
He really operates on his own level, so now he knows for sure. Jerry G is the enemy commander, so to speak.
Right. So he goes back to the paddle wheel, calls Cornell, meets him, and he reveals something else he's figured out. Chrissy.
The girl snorting coke in Cornell's office earlier.
The very same. Quarry tells Cornell he knows Chrissy was spying for Jerry G, that she was the one who reported Quarry's presence at the paddle wheel, which led to Quarry getting beaten up earlier, a detail we learned about now.
Ah, so that's the glitch he mentioned. He got jumped because Cornell's own associate snitched on him.
Exactly. Cornell confirms it, seems genuinely angry, and kicks Chrissy out. Shows you the loyalty, or lack thereof, even within Cornell's own operation.
So, Quarry needs a car. He tells Cornell that Jerry G stole his Sunbird during the beating incident. Whether that's true or just a convenient lie.
Probably convenient. He spots Chrissy arriving back at the Lucky Devil. And she does something slightly odd. Uses the casino exit door to go in.
A small detail, but enough for Quarry.
He intercepts her in the parking lot, grabs her, drags her towards her own car, this red Firebird convertible. She screams, he slaps her.
More of that casual brutality.
Yeah, but he also notes, again, that he's not that big a monster. Implies he could kill her, but won't unless necessary.
Yeah.
He forces her into the trunk of her Firebird, which he notes he already cleaned out from the blonde kid. Efficient.
But just as he gets her secured, trouble.
Yep, Bubba. The big, bearded bouncer from the Lucky Devil. Headbutt. Lights out for Quarry.
So he ends up captured after all, wakes up duct taped to a chair in the Lucky Devil's poker room.
Jerry G is there, along with Bubba and the other bouncer, Bruno. And they're having this completely bizarre conversation about, like, soul music versus the Blues Brothers.
It injects this weird dark humor into a really tense spot. Like, these guys are torturing someone 1 minute, debating musical taste the next.
Jerry G confirms everything. Yeah, Chrissy was his spy. Yeah, he knew Quarry was working for Cornell because of her. And yeah, he ordered the beating. He basically reveals his whole hand.
Underestimating Quarry, clearly.
Big mistake. The source doesn't detail how he gets free from the duct tape, just that he does. Maybe a hidden blade, maybe he just works it loose, doesn't matter. He's free.
And he immediately turns the table.
Forces Bubba and Bruno, at gunpoint presumably, maybe with a shotgun he acquires soon, to tape each other up. Nice touch.
Then he deals with Chrissy again, lets her out of the trunk, takes her car keys, gets the title from her glove compartment.
And here's another classic Quarry move. The manipulative transaction. He gives her $4,000 money he likely took from Jerry G during the earlier beating or found nearby.
Frames it as buying her Firebird because Jerry G stole his Sunbird. It's genius in a twisted way. He gets wheels, gets his revenge money back by using Jerry G's own cash, and puts Chrissy in his debt,
Yeah.
sort of.
And under duress, she confirms everything else. Spying on Cornell for Jerry G hiring Monahan, reporting on Quarry, her history working at an Italian place then for Cornell, and crucially, confirming the Ghirardelli link. Dickie being married to Tony's daughter, Angela.
Ties up all the loose ends of motive and connection.
So now Quarry has wheels Chrissy's Firebird, complete with Strimyce's license plate and all the confirmation he needs. It's dawn again.
He drives straight back to the Lucky Devil, walks into the now empty poker room. Jerry G is there, alone. Counting the night's poker take, probably.
Jerry G tries one last thing. Offers to pay Quarry more than Cornell. Tries to buy his way out.
But it's too late for that, isn't it?
Way too late. Quarry says he doesn't care about the money anymore. It's personal now. Because of the beating. He even makes this chilling remark, thanking Jerry G for soundproofing the room.
Oof.
And then he shoots him. Point blank. Forehead. End of Jerry G.
And effectively, the end of Vincent Ghirardelli's proxy operation in Hadee's port, at least for now.
Quarry then takes the poker bankroll from Jerry G's tin box, about $20,000. Financial retribution complete.
So Jerry G is dead. One side of the local war is, well, decapitated. What does Quarry do now? Tie up loose ends.
Exactly. He drives back to the paddle wheel. Chrissy's still taped up in the trunk of the Firebird. Cornell and Angela are there, waiting. Dawn again. Seems like everything important happens at dawn.
He doesn't kill Chrissy, though.
No. He leaves her, alive, still taped, in the trunk of Cornell's Corvette. Tells Cornell, basically, she's your problem now, not my job to kill her.
Reinforces that not that big a monster line again. He has his own code, however warped. He suggests Cornell could give her her old job back, send her off to Chicago, whatever, just deal with it.
And then another transaction. He gives Cornell $4,000 again, using Jerry G's money, repeating the story about buying Chrissy's car because Jerry G stole his. It's like he's balancing the books in his own mind.
Completely cynical accounting. His final act involves Angela.
Meets her one last time at the Wheelhouse Diner. He gives her the $20,000 poker bankroll he took from Jerry G.
But he lies about where it came from.
Yeah, claims he robbed someone else, tells her to put it in a safe deposit box across the river, keep quiet while the police investigate Jerry G's death and the inevitable management change downtown.
And he makes it clear, this is it. No more jobs. He's had enough of Hadee's port.
Absolutely done.
Yeah.
His parting words about Dickie Cornell are brutal. Tells Angela, essentially, do whatever you want with him. Fuck him. Kill him. Fuck him, then kill him. Just complete dismissal.
Wow. So that's the end of his Hadee's port adventure. He came in on spec, got caught in a mob war, dismantled one side of it, and walked away with, well, some cash, a new car, and a lot of bodies behind him.
Yeah, what a journey through Hadee's port.
Mm.
A town of just jarring contrasts. The run-down downtown versus the flashy paddle wheel, both rotten underneath. A hidden mob war playing out through guys like Monahan and Jerry G.
And we saw all these characters caught in the middle. Cornell, the ambitious manager with mob ties. Angela, balancing family loyalty, faith, and survival. Jerry G, the resentful son. Even Candace, trying to find a way out.
And right through the middle of it walks Quarry, operating with this cold, brutal efficiency. Everything's a transaction. Relationships, violence, information.
Yet, there are those moments, right? Sparing Chrissy. That odd, almost protective feeling towards Candace, maybe. The final gesture towards Angela, even if it was wrapped in lies. It's not pure nihilism. There's a code there, however self-serving.
It really shows how organized crime works in these hidden corners, how places shape the conflict, and how personal vendettas get tangled up with professional business, if you can even call it that.
This deep dive really peeled back some layers on that world.
Which leaves you, the listener, with a couple of things to maybe chew on. In a world like this, where loyalty is bought and sold, violence is a business tool, where does the job end and personal revenge begin? Is there even a line?
And for someone like Quarry, who survives by operating completely outside normal morality, using these brutal methods, can they ever truly leave that world behind? Or does the way you survive inevitably define who you become? Something to think about.